The biggest superhuman power that you are going to experience in 2025 is this new level of just not caring about any level of outside validation. Like, you are leveling up in this way where you're so deeply in your own value, and you see how your worth and your value, you see what you are, that like those things that you have been putting value in someone seeing you, in some follower, in some relationship, in some boss, in some stupid thing outside of yourself to tell you you're freaking good enough, you are so done with that game. The other game that is changing for you in 2025 is your relationship with fear. Like, you're able to endure it and transmute it in a different way. It's not going to take you down like it used to take you down. And this version of you that you are stepping into, that you are blossoming into in 2025, is the most healed version you have ever been. And this is like everything you've been going through this specific past year in 2024, the like constant transformation, like I'm a different person every week, and like the hijack of the old self, and then the meeting of the new self, and then you get hijacked by the old self again, but only to be propelled 20 times further than you were before that. So it's like there is this, everything you have been facing this past year was making you let go of who you no longer are, so you can manifest this thing that has been in your like heart for freaking years. Some of you, it's been almost a decade. Others, you've been working towards this thing for 2 years, for 5 years. But this is the year of freaking abundance that we are stepping into. The year 9 is the highest single digit. It is its highest fruition until it pops off in another way. So that 2025 equals 9, in case you're like, wait, why? So this version of yourself that you are about to fully experience is healed. Like, think of how you've been working on yourself, the shadow work, the manifesting, the believing in yourself, and yet there's still a couple things like that. A person in a relationship has continuously showed up the same way, or the boss showing up the same way, or the money showing up the same way. There is some kind of letting go and ending that is no more. You've outgrown it, you've overcome it, and like, this is about 2025, the year of abundance, is about your relationship with your worth. And instead of working towards manifesting, oh, I got this goal and this goal, and yeah, that's all great. It's actually shifting into a more wise and mature understanding of your yearning towards manifesting a version of yourself. I am manifesting this version that feels this about myself. I am manifesting this version that feels this when they look in the mirror. I am becoming and manifesting the version who feels this way when they deal with rejection. You're changing you. This is about your hugest identity shift ever that you have ever gone through. And this new level of you seeing yourself and no longer extending your self-authority and your self-power and putting it, ripping your the energy from inside you, because you put, I need you outside of me to validate me so I can feel good enough about myself. That is almost going to seem so childish and like repulse and gross. Instead, you're giving it to yourself, and then yet somehow those things are going to show up even more validating you, even though it doesn't matter, because it's just you validated you. So we're going to get some guidance and some wisdom more on that with the cards. I'm Cara Elizabeth, author, illustrator, creator of Animal Apothecary card deck for manifesting and for healing and becoming your most freaking empowered self. And we'll also be using my body tech deck, which is still in the making, so it's not out yet. Okay, so let's talk to this version of ourselves who just doesn't care anymore. Like, obviously they care about humans and other people, and I'm talking about the care of like, fine, you don't see my value, whatever, not my problem. And there's also this level of like your bravery in that, like, you're gonna start doing things that are new to you because you just don't care anymore. You're not paralyzed by what other people think, and it's gonna be freaking fun. Okay. And then what the body wants to know. So this part of you that you're letting go, like, what does this letting go want to share with us? I feel like there's actually two. And in that letting go, hold on, there is this major magnetism that is coming. It's just because you see you. Like, you're finally getting how freaking awesome you are. And then others will be very attracted. See, but there's a part of you that's like, oh, that's why I want to let go, because I want other people to see how awesome I am. And it's like, no, that's like the lame, like, whatever version. Remember, keep bringing it back to like, I want to see myself like this. I want to feel this way about myself. That is what I'm doing. Not I wanna, but I am. Claim your freaking I am. What 2025 wants to share with us. Our body wants to share with us about 2025. All right, let's see what we got. Amazing. I love it. Freaking cool. So the aspect of you who's totally self-focused in a very healthy way, of where they honor their value and they have matured out of looking for validation on the outside, you get Eagle. You are more. I think it's about you owning how freaking powerful you are, because when Eagle shows up, first of all, that's super sacred and an honor to receive any kind of wisdom. When Eagle, if we see it somewhere, if we see it on a shirt, if it shows up in a reading, this is about you and your power. This is about you and your ability to go to the highest potential of yourself, because Eagle is one of the birds that flies highest to the sun. It is, this idea of your deep connection with source, with light, but also your ability to go higher than so many other creatures, that you have this ability to do things unlike and go to these high levels of yourself. But when Eagle shows up, it's also like, recognize, honor, and own your power, because there's like a be careful kind of energy when Eagle appears in your life. It is that your thoughts, your deeds, your actions are going to have more immediate consequence, meaning that just shows how powerful you are, that you just thought that and then it like it just appeared. So getting your thoughts in check and remembering it's not about this outside manifestation. It's about how you want to see yourself. It's about embodying and becoming the I am, who is the most valuable thing ever, which is interesting because we also got the safe to trust. So what she is receiving, she's still scared to receive this and won't even look, but what she's receiving is herself, the diamond, the gift of herself. Isn't that funny that she is timid in even being able to receive herself? It's because in that she has had to face every disbelief, every self-sabotage, every not good enough, every fear, to then finally embody her gift of herself. So whatever challenges and tests and difficulties and insecurities and shame and guilt and not freaking good enoughs you have been facing is all to get you to see how freaking valuable and powerful you are, that you are the freaking gift that you've been looking for this whole time. And guess what happens when you see that and you own that? Everything around you will too. But that's not the point of doing this. The point is because you're aligning with your true self, and that feels awesome. And in that, it is magnetic, okay? Like when you see yourself as valuable, it just, others will too. The thing you're letting go of, there's three cards. Let's just do the animals first. We have another just trust. There is something that you cannot see right now that is coming into fruition, which is this next level of you. And that you're in this like sapling phase, but you can't see it. Am I the oak tree? Am I the rose bush? Am I the redwood? Like what? It's like, it's not for you to know right now. There is something in fruition coming for you, but you have to have blind faith. You just have to know that this is what's meant for me. This is like the difference between like successful and unsuccessful people. Well, there is no difference usually. Success is those people who, and there's been studies on this, of like, their thought is that they will succeed in this. And the thought of the unsuccessful person is usually like smeared in some self-worry, self-doubt. But I will say that it is important to know that on that journey of embodying, and I don't mean success in this like materialistic Western way. I mean success in just freaking falling in love with you and sharing your gifts with humanity and allowing your mouth to just spit gold because you're just being your true self and you're expressing your gifts. That is freaking success. On that journey, there will be disbelief. There will be disempowerment. That is a part of it. So it doesn't mean you have to have this like raging self freaking confidence, but it is this attuning and constantly re-remembering your I freaking am, and that you are more, and that you were created to do this thing, and that you can manifest your dream, and that you will manifest your dream as long as you don't give up on it. And that your dream will most likely look similar but freaking different than what your ego or that limited version of whoever you are, like once that thing has like developed and manifested within a year or so, it's going to be even more expansive in a way that your current self couldn't understand. Do nothing. So this is about aligning with that feminine aspect of yourself. You're taking the actions, you've been doing the things, but there is something about stillness that is so important to start incorporating in your life. And even if it is 3 minutes of just like, you set your alarm for 3 minutes, you just sit and you just feel what's going on in your body. It's really unpleasant a lot of times, but that's awesome, because whatever we're feeling is things that are asking to be felt, but instead you're going on your phone, you're going on social media, you're watching TV, you're eating, you're conversating, you're avoiding it. So there's something that is asking to have a silent moment with yourself and feel in your body. This is not about feeling in your head. This is about, and you might feel totally open and fine, and that's great, and just giving yourself that moment. But you might notice, oh, there's a resistance here. There's something here. There's a pain in my back. And just witnessing and feeling that. Because what does everything in creation yearn for? Connection. Every single thing is looking for reciprocity through some level of connection. It's this cooperation and reciprocity where, we are this entanglement of giving and receiving and giving and receiving. And if you can't give attention and just some love towards a part of your body that feels blocked or jacked up, then it's gonna just stay in that frozen state. So feeling whatever the thing is in your body and just spending a couple minutes just honoring, like, this feels kind of whatever it feels, witnessing it, that block starts to dislodge. And when that block starts to dislodge, it actually transforms into a freaking abundance portal to then receive. And that's the message from letting go. The other, because I pulled 2 animal apothecary cards, better than you can imagine. Just like what I was saying, your current level, like, it's like asking the baby to, in the fetus, to imagine its life when it's out of the, like, when it comes out of the mother, to, like, in the fetus, to kind of, what is that? What do you think that's going to be like? Or asking the dragonfly, who's a nymph underwater for years before it transforms into a dragonfly, to be like, what do you think about flying? Like, it doesn't even know what air is. So there is something that, because you are letting go of these old versions of yourself, of this old needing some kind of outside, so annoying validation, that it's going to be better than you can imagine. And that it's not fair to think, fair, what's fair? It's not, it like just doesn't make sense to think what that would look like. Because you're going to be a total different version of yourself when you experience that. Your magnetism is like, you're going to take your shadows, you're going to claim back your power, you're going to take everything that has been some type of thing, and you're going to turn it into a freaking diamond and create an abundance portal out of it. You're going to capitalize on your pain. You're going to turn your pain into power. You're going to turn that lack of security in yourself, that insecurity, that lack of self-worth, into the most profound freaking self-worth ever. That is, like, this is what you're doing. You're not only receiving this, but you're creating it at the same time. And it's created through all the stuff that's been really difficult for you. And your magnetism also wants you to know, because look at these cards are very dark. There is something unknown right now, that you're being asked to know that your highest self has your back, that you're leading yourself to the best possible thing in this situation as you expand, as you grow, that you've been leading yourself to this. And even if it's taken years, you have been leading yourself to this thing. Your highest self has your back. You are guiding you. 2025, a part of you is ready to die. What did I say? This whole thing has been about letting go, like this part of you that no longer serves you, so you can freaking get to this success. And that, if you've watched my baby hawk reading a month ago, that there's this whole thing happening where you're stepping into this hawk version of yourself, but you're in this like teenage phase. You're in this like new version of yourself who might not have that full self-confidence yet, because you've entered this new version of yourself who's learning and figuring it out. And like, but it's fine, because you are hawk is like, it hunts, it catches what it wants. It's this leader, it sees the bigger freaking picture. And you're just at this like young version of yourself who is now stepping in to this new level of success. Like, there's some kind of big success awaiting you in 2025, and it's new. You're figuring out, it's like there's a lot of work because you have to like figure this out because it's new for you, but that's okay. It's just like how it goes down. but there's something about taking the steps, taking the action, doing it scared, doing it not believing in yourself, doing it with a lack of confidence, just freaking do it. And that as long as you take this action, life is, co-creating with you to make sure this thing transpires for you, that it happens, but it will look kind of different. And then just any love, wisdom to just end this reading. Attract through glow. So, like I said, this is all about being magnetic. And this is like the firefly looks like a beetle, a roach in the daylight. And then in the dark season is where it learns how to shine. So there is something about you are capitalizing on all the tests and difficulties and the pains and the sufferings you have endured and the strength that has built for you. You are turning that into light and shining in a way that you have never shined before. And attract through glow is because they attract their mates through shining. The male fireflies, they shine their light to attract the mate. So this thing, you've turned your shadows into this gift and you're shining it out, and it will freaking attract. It will freaking attract. One more. And it's safe for you to surrender. You don't need to know how this is going to go down. Let go of control. This is all a part of it's happening. You don't need to know how. All you have to do is take the steps and action toward it. And that's it. Okay, wait. Before you jump into watching something else, I just want to share that my membership program for 2025 starts in January. I Am Empowered membership. It's going to be so freaking cool, and we're kicking it off with the I Am Fearless Zoom workshop and a 19-day challenge. And this is like, this whole program is to constantly make you freaking remember how powerful you are, and that you were created to manifest your heart's deepest desires, that you were created with gifts that you are meant to share, and that you will not freaking give up on yourself, no matter how much those dreams, morph and grow and transform. That this is about you stepping into your own self-authority of creating the life you want to live in. And then the workshop, I Am Fearless, is this other level of just like facing, to become fearless, you have to realize you have to actually be full of fear first in order to then become fearless. And we're going to be working with Black Panther, with Eagle, with Pig. We're going to be connecting to our child self. We're going to be using art and voice medicine and music to shift into this next version of ourselves who can embody fearlessness and change their relationship with fear. That's the other thing. It's like, it's always going to come up. But what if we looked at it and felt different about it? What if instead of being hijacked from it and allowing it to stop us from our dreams, we changed how we saw it so we could walk through it and then work with it to empower ourselves? So the cool thing about my membership program is that this is kind of the kind of stuff is there's monthly going to be these different kind of workshops and 9 to 19 day challenges. So if you just want to do it for that month, awesome. If or you stay along board. And then in the membership program, you get an evolving body tech library that is sharing guidance and wisdom through using your body and animal manifesting to shift out of limited headspaces. So you go through this library that is constantly evolving. Like videos are just being made, as time goes on, but you look how you're feeling and see, oh, okay, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling like I need to surrender, but I don't know how. Click on it. It shares a video of how to transform and surrender and become in a more empowered state. And then there's members only readings, and it's just cool. So if you're watching, there's a promo code for January. It is World Peace. So listen, it doesn't launch till the the first. So sign up for the membership waitlist. I'll link it below. It will go live on the 1st, and you put in the promo code World Peace. And instead of $33 a month for the rest of the time that you decide to be on it, it'll be $27 a month. So that's for my homies who are here to like jump on board in the beginning of this with me, and my thanks to you. So lots of love, world peace, and I'll see you in the membership program.